We both have the right to stay here, I think.
Well, that's fine, right? You've requested our assistance, right? Now I'm just asking you to take a step back.
We're actually not together. We're on opposing sides, but we're both agreeing that we should be able to tape this. So
But I'd like to speak with them and hear their side of the story.
that's fine. I haven't.
Again, they have a right.
Are you okay with me taping this? Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just you, and that's unfortunate.
Your standpoint is that we shouldn't have abortions because we need as many people as we can working to support the elderly once they retire.
That wasn't my point.
Okay, re-explain it then so I get it properly.
This is how it impacts me. The number of abortions that have been had impacts me very powerfully because I'm the baby boomer generation. There are lots and lots of us, and there won't be enough young people to support the system for when I get into the stage where I need medical.
My question I've been asking a lot of people today is if you think abortion is wrong, women will still get abortions after the law is passed. So what should we do to the women that get illegal abortions? Should they get life imprisonment, 20 years, 25 years, a criminal record that means they can never get work, schools won't accept you if you have a criminal record. So a 17-year-old girl that gets raped either has to have that child or sacrifices the rest of her life. And so far, nobody's really been sure what should be done to women that break that law.
Yeah, that's not what I'm here to do.
But that's the other side of it.
What would you say to a woman who was going to have an abortion? So assuming that we had this law in place, what would you say should happen to her?
I don't know.
What would
No, you are here to discuss that because you're here.
Okay.
Because you said that because you're pro-life and you think that women must have their child, right? So if that's the case, if they have an abortion, they're doing something wrong. So what do you think the punishment should be for that?
Well, let's take it even a step back.
No,
Hold on, Curtis. Let's take it a step back.
What I would say to her is,
What would the crime be? What would the crime then be? Would you call it manslaughter? Would you call it infanticide? Would you call it premeditated murder? How would you classify the crime of abortion?
I don't know. I'm only here to protect the baby's
Under the
life.
law, it would have to be classified as premeditated murder, which is murder one. No, according to the way the law is written, if you plan out the murder of somebody, that's murder one. Planning out having an abortion would be murder one, which right now, according to the law, 20 to 25 years. But these pictures are turning people away. To change the law, in order to get abortions illegal, you need a lot of signatures, 50,000, 100,000. You need people in order to push this law. Well, with these pictures, you're alienating people.
Well, that's your opinion.
No. It's as people are walking by, people are saying it.
Human being
DNA
wants-
exists in our sperm and ovaries. So
What?
Yes.
yes, yes, I am a geneticist.
Excuse me, miss? I know, I'm just curious as to why you think it's okay to tell women what to do with their bodies.
If this was a female child, should we make a decision what happens to her?
You know what? You have no right to tell me what to do with my body. At all. Ever.
Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do with your body, but what if there's another body inside your
I
body?
respect your choice to keep that baby if you want to keep it, but you need to respect other people's choices. So maybe the situation's not right for them. Maybe it's not okay.
Oh no! That's video.
Oh, good.
yeah.
When I hear you,
Right?
like, pro-choice! 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 Pro-choice!
Julie White. I'm the director Director of the Women's Programs for the Canadian Auto Workers Union, and I just want to take a moment and thank everybody for coming out and give a special call out to our Occupy London folks who joined us here. And I know have been dogging the Conservatives around London for the last couple of days, so thank you very much. I understand you were down at the corner of, I think, Dundas and Richmond today, so thanks very much for all of that. It's really important as progressive movements we work together to create change. So I want to just ask people here, and just give me a call out, do you believe that a woman's right to control her own body is important? So, should it be a personal decision or a political decision? Personal. Me too, and that's why we're here tonight. We're assembling across the country. This is one of the many stops. We've met this van in Winnipeg. We've been to Sudbury, Thunder Bay, Brampton. We're meeting in London tonight. There's a counter demonstration going on in Windsor, even though the van isn't there. Going on in Windsor because people are so incensed on what's happening here in Canada when it comes to the issue of choice for women. Here we are. 1988, the Supreme Court of Canada made a decision that women should have control over their own bodies, and here we are years and years later fighting to maintain it under the Harper government. And I know that Irene's going to talk a little bit about Motion 312 tonight, which is in front of the Parliament. And again, it was a motion that was put forward by a backbencher. Stephen Harper, during the election campaign, maintained that he would not open the debate around choice. And here we find ourselves today demonstrating to hold on to rights that women were given back in 1988 by the Supreme Court of Canada. So with that, we're going to keep this nice and short because a lot of people have a lot of things to do. Our goal was just to be here to counter this demonstration. So I'm going to ask Irene Mathyssen, Member of Parliament for Fanshawe, I was going to say Fanshawe Adelaide. Irene Mathyssen, and who has been a strong supporter of women's rights in this community, but also in the House of Commons. During the Long Gun Registry debate, Irene was one of our key allies in the House of Commons. We called her often to talk to her about strategy. She's been a great supporter of not just our union, but all of the progressive movements out there. And I would like to give a warm welcome to Irene and turn it over to her. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Julie. And it is absolutely appropriate that we would begin with Sandra Lynn from the London Abused Women's Centre, because this is about standing up for women, and this is about making sure that women are not further victimized as they have been victimized in the past, and apparently will continue to be victimized by this government. It's very, very clear to anyone who is paying attention that no matter what Stephen Harper says about not reopening the abortion debate, about standing up for our social safety net, he is not telling Canadians the truth. He has waged a full attack against medical care, against health care, by cutting the provinces back by $31 billion. He has waged an assault against employment insurance by making sure that if you're unemployed, you're going to spiral downward to lower and lower and lower benefits. And finally, with old age security, he said very clearly to people that it's not there. The seniors of the future can't depend on OAS. There's just no money. And in each case, he has lied to Canadians and misrepresented himself. And when he said that his government will not reopen the abortion debate, in every parliament since he became the Prime Minister, there has been a backdoor anti-choice law brought forward by a backbencher in an effort to reduce women to coat hangers and a past where they had no freedom in regard to their choices and their reproductive rights. Well, I'm here to tell you that women are quite capable of making their own decisions. Their right to reproductive choice is a human right, and it's guaranteed by our Constitution. So I see beautiful young women beautiful older women, women from the labor movement, women from every part of our community, with men of good conscience and good faith, here to say we're not going back to the past. We're not going to allow this government to undermine and take advantage of the fact that they have to appeal to a redneck and socially conservative base. We're going to stand up each and every day, because if we don't, we're going to see the end of all of the rights that women have fought so hard to achieve. We've seen the end of pay equity. We've seen the end of employment equity. We've seen the end of any kind of sense that women deserve equality. We are not going to allow them to take away our freedom to choose. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for being so vocal. Thank you for standing up for the women. We need to know that you're supporting them.
United will never be defeated. Pro-choice united will never be defeated. United will never be defeated. United will never be defeated. United will never be defeated.
Have alienated Canadians and alienated women in this country, and we're telling them to go home.
Run along, mister, run along. Your time's not welcome here. Go home, 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 go home.
Born again bigots, go away! Racist, sexist, anti-gay! Born again bigots,
Go away, racist, sexist, anti-gay!
Remember, is that this is an American import. This nonsense about taking the rights away from women comes directly from Focus on the Family and those right-wing evangelicals who somehow or another think that they have a right to come into our country and change 24 years of freedom that women have earned through their blood, sweat, and tears. Let's tell them all one more time. Take it and go home.
Go home, go home, go home, go home, go home, go home.
Okay, so our next speaker is Brother Jim Kennedy from Local 27. He's a healthcare worker, a great activist, a supporter of women's right to choose, and I'd like to give Jim an opportunity to speak.
I just want to say I'm here today not just only as a CAW union member, but also as vice chair of the London Middlesex United Way. And as a man, I'm standing up and making it very clear that I support my sisters in their legal choice to make their choice. We as men should have an opinion on this. We as men should have a spot. But we as men should not be bringing in goddamn laws into the House and trying making laws to suppress women and the rights that you've already gained. As a man, I think it's very important for us men in this crowd to stand up, speak out, and make sure that we're letting everybody know that we're on the side to support our sisters and their right for dignity, their right for choice, their right that they fought years and years and years to gain. And as a brother from the labor movement, that's exactly what I stand for. I stand for to stand up and fight for the rights that our forefathers fought for us, our mothers fought for us, and we will continue to fight for. And I'd just like to let you know that I just had a talk to this gentleman behind us, and we were talking about whether his daughter was impregnated and whether he would force her to carry that child. His response was, she wouldn't have a choice. She would have to carry the child. My response to you, brother, my response to you, brother, with the camera, my response to you, brother, with the camera, is to stand up, be a real man, and support our sisters in their choice to do what they feel is right for their body. Thank you very much.
That was great.
Next, I'd working-class people here in the city does an amazing job, and so welcome, Patti.
Thank you, Julie. I'm honored to be here on behalf of Labour Council. I thank Sister Julie White and the CAW for organizing this rally. And I have to say that if I'd known years ago as a young feminist activist that I'd be defending a woman's right to choose in the year 2012, and that it would be in this climate of virulent attacks on women's rights by the Canadian federal government, sisters and brothers, I simply would not have been able to believe what is happening to women in Canada right now and how serious the attacks on women's rights are. It's shameful, and I say shame. Shame! It's an outrage, it's unacceptable, and it's a glaring attempt to erode the gains made by women, which were so hard won over many years and came at tremendous cost. And gains that gave me the foundation and the support to do what I've done as an activist and as a woman leader in the labor movement. And I will not mince my words in my defense of every woman's right to choose or my response to the overall agenda of the Harper government to attack women's rights. I will not shut the fuck up. Yeah! You know where that phrase comes from. It's a quote by Senator Nancy Ruth, who shamefully advised women's groups and organizations literally to shut the fuck up and not speak out against the Harper government's shameful actions to withhold critical funding for maternal health supports for our sisters globally. And look at the shameful record of devastation by the Harper government of women's organizations. And I'm going to name some of those cuts. This is only a partial list. If you know of some that you think are important, then by all means shout them out. This is shameful. Cuts to or closures of Status of Women Canada. The Canadian Research Institute for the Advancement of Women. The Centre for Equality Rights in Accommodation. The Child Care Advocacy Association of Canada. The Native Women's Association of Canada. The Sisters in Spirit project that tracks cases of missing and slain Aboriginal women. The Court Challenges Program. Women's Legal Action and Education Fund. The Workplace Equity Employment Equity Program. Immigrant settlement programs. The closing of the National Association of Women and the Law's Office, and the list goes on, and I say shame. Shame! And sisters and brothers, you know that these closures and cuts are part of the overall attacks by the Harper government on so many different rights: equality rights, human rights, labor rights, environmental rights, and on the very democratic process in this country. And the objective is to shut us up, to silence us, to bully us. But just look what is happening right now across the country and here in London. Look all around you. I see a lot of young activists. I see a lot of young women activists. And they are amazing. They are a force that gives me hope and inspiration. And haven't all of us just been giving the Harper government hell in London? And this rally sends a very clear message to the Harper government. We demand respect for women's rights. We demand respect for a woman's right to choose. And we will not shut the fuck up. We will continue to speak out and act out and to defend the rights sisters and brothers have fought so hard and long to gain. Solidarity, stay strong, stay in the fight.
Hey, I know two conservatives in the city of London that might need a challenge. Are you interested? Susan Troopy, London North Centre, and Ed Holder, London West. Let's dump them in the next election. With that, our final speaker of the evening is Megan Walker. Megan is the Executive Director of the London Abused Women's Centre, a former City Councillor, outspoken advocate for women's rights in London and in Canada, a feminist, an activist, and a voice for progressive change. Megan.
Thank you. I really want to thank Penny Wilkins for organizing this, and also CAW. We are so lucky to stand in solidarity with CAW and their social justice initiatives. I think it is absolutely incredible, as Patti said, that we are here again today fighting this fight. I never thought, after all of these years, we would be back here today. And in fact, I think it's incredible what I'm seeing over here with this anti-choice caravan. And it just makes me realize how lucky we have been all of these years. And I say to these people behind me, get back in your goddamn time machine and go back to the last century. It is true that our current government, and not just the Conservatives, but also members of the Liberal Party, who are pushing to reopen this case. In fact, a full 1/3 of the members of our House of Commons are pushing to reopen this argument. It is shameful. They are abusing their positions of power to restrict a woman's right to choose. And politicians, in fact, nobody has the right to tell a woman what to do with her body. And I am absolutely appalled by the propaganda on this truck that's traveling up and down the street. And they talk about taking away our choice. They are taking away the choice of every single person that has to be exposed to that propaganda. We have enough work to do for women's equality without this distraction. Even with this 1988 Supreme Court of Canada decision, Prince Edward Island has 0 abortion services. The women living on that island have to leave to access abortion services. New Brunswick requires women to access the permission of 2 doctors to gain access to abortion. That's what we did years ago, before the Supreme Court of Canada decision, before Henry Morgentaler came to our defense. It's appalling. And in Canada, there are only 16% of hospitals that provide abortion services to women. We have enough work to do without the bullshit of this group behind us. Did you know that in the 60s, women had to seek the permission of their husbands and then go before a panel to seek a tubal ligation? Is that what you want us to do again? This group is appalling. We're not going back ever. And if this anti-choice group has their way, that's exactly what we'll end up doing.
We won't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back. We won't go back.
When Brian Mulroney was the Prime Minister, he brought forward the issue of abortion, and he said only under health circumstances, no late-term abortions. And we raised hell during that time. And now they're saying
No gender selection abortions. Well, for God's sake, it's a woman's choice. Doesn't matter what the circumstances, we're not reopening the issue. As a feminist organization, the London Abused Women's Centre believes that we also need to support our sisters from around the world. We will never be successful in achieving equality for women until every single girl and woman from around this world makes it to the finish line with us. We will not leave any woman behind. And in some countries, girls and women endure female genital mutilation. They lose their ability to experience any sexual desire. They lose their ability to have any choice over their own bodies. They are forced into premarital virginity, and they lose their reproductive choice. We need to stand up and advocate against this injustice. We need to remember our sisters in China who, against their choice, are forced to place their female babies in overcrowded adoption centers. We need to remember our sisters in India who, against their choice, have babies taken from them at birth, knowing they're going to be killed. We need to remember these women and empathize with their pain. They have been robbed of their choice by a patriarchal society. And we have to fight for the 68,000 women who are killed because they don't have access to safe abortions. We have to fight for the 8,000 others who are seriously injured because they don't have access to safe abortions. It is a fundamental human right for all women to control their own bodies. Any attempt to tamper with that threatens women's equality. The message is perfectly clear. It's our bodies. When we say no, we mean no. When we exercise our right to choose, you have no right to interfere. My body!
Yeah!
My body! My choice! My body! My choice! My body! My choice! My body! My choice! My body! My choice!
When women put our clothes on, you have no right to judge or take it as permission to rape. As a group in Canada, women make up more than 50% of the population. We are the majority. So back off, don't screw with us, because we mean business.
We wanted to give the Occupy people just a couple of minutes to say something. We weren't sure if they were coming, but we should have known because they're always here with us, right? So we just wanted Anna and Billy to have an opportunity to say a couple of things. Anna? Billy?
Yeah, we were asked about this like maybe 5 minutes ago, so I apologize for not really having a whole lot to say and not having anything really like, I don't know, nothing really like figured out ahead of time. Alright. Okay, so yeah, I'm part of Occupy London. Lots of Occupy London people are here, yay. And yeah, we fully support a woman's right to choose. Just, yeah, we can start off by saying that. We recognize that women's issues and women's oppression is still, even though we have to recognize that we have come very far over the years as far as women's rights, but it's still a huge problem. Women are still systemically oppressed. Women's issues are still tied in, still part of our system, tied in with class struggle and with racism and with oppression based on sexuality and all of these different issues, and they're all still very, very present in our system, and it's important to recognize that. And things like insufficient funding and education for reproductive rights and abortion, and even just educating young women about sexuality and young men about sexuality, and just embracing sexuality as part of being human. These are all attacks on human beings, and more than anything, attacks on women. Because notice that women are always the ones being attacked for these things, right? And women just lost my train of thought. Okay, something that I've noticed with a lot of these pro-lifers is that they're all when it comes, they put all of this time and energy into either their religious views or just being pro-life and trying to stop women from having the right to choose, but they don't put their time and energy into helping the people around them and trying to alleviate homelessness and poverty and focusing on issues that things that are happening every day and that are part of our current system. And all I can say to that is these people need to stop calling themselves pro-life, because they are not pro-life, they are pro-oppression. They want to stop. Until I see them putting their time and energy into helping every human being, into helping deal with homelessness and, like I said, poverty and all of these different things, labor struggles, until they start supporting the queer community, until they start, just until they get more involved in, sorry, I'm really bad at wording things, until they get involved in all of these different causes, I refuse to call them pro-life, and they should stop calling themselves that. And that was really bad.
Julie said she didn't have anything to say. What do you think? Anna wants to say a couple of things. We're going to keep it short and we're going to wind it up.
I'm Anna, and I'm a mother of 3, and I understand that I made that choice, and I was able to have that choice to make. And I just want to say that every woman is an individual, and her needs are going to be individual, and she should have that support and that education. And maybe that's what you should be focusing on, is empowering her with that educated information to make the right decision for herself.
Lovely way to end our evening. I just want to take a couple of minutes to thank a couple of people. Nick from Local 88, who brought down our sound system here tonight. My comrades, Penny Wilkins and Sue Houston right here, who've been helping me organize the events across the country. They've done amazing jobs. They're tireless on this issue, so thank you both to Sue and Penny on that. And we've got our film crew, Bill Moffat. Thanks, Bill, for coming down and recording our history, because we often find with women we don't record our history. So we're going to do a video news story on the CAW webpage on that. So I guess as we leave here tonight, we've got to think about some of the things that we've heard here tonight and how we can continue that fight back, because it really, really is important for us to do. And so the House has risen, so that means that all of the MPs are on the barbecue circuit right now. So I would suggest you find out where the Conservatives are having their barbecues, go out and have a hamburger with them, and talk to them about the issue of choice. And there's a number of different things that are happening. If you visit the CAW website, caw.ca, No, www.caw.ca. There's a petition on there that you can sign and then distribute to your friends, neighbors, comrades, and it goes back to Nikki Ashen, and you can find that on the website, or you can contact me. But just continue to fight, continue to keep this up. Let's get rid of the Harper government once and for all in the next election. And when I look out here and I see the people that are here and the people that spoke, you are much more informed on the issues of working class Canadians, much more informed on the issues of women's equality issues, much more informed on what's happening in your communities in terms of lack of childcare or poverty issues, all of those things. So maybe in the next federal election, we'll have a whole team of people running to bounce Stephen Harper and the Conservatives. So again, thank you very much, everybody, for coming out. We really appreciate everything you've done here. And a special thanks to our speakers who took the time out here today to join us.
Look at those guys driving around in that truck. Don't they look funny? I think they look funny. Racist, sexist, anti-gay, born-again bigots, go away! Racist, sexist, anti-gay, born-again bigots, go away! Racist, sexist, anti-gay, born-again bigots, go away!
Racist, sexist, anti-gay, born-again bigots, go away! Why can't we just talk to them?
How can you talk to them? They don't understand logic. They don't understand reasoning. There's no point. There's no fucking point.
People standing in the middle of the
People are calling the cops,
No, not me. Sorry. I'm with us. I'm with you guys.
That's 5 different men. I had about 5 different men pulling me, and look what they did.
Wow.
Yeah. Who are they? There's a few of them around here. I have one of them.
Yeah.
It's right there in the blue shirt. Where's the other one? This guy here.
Blue shirt with the camera?
We already won this! We already won this!
We already
Point that to me.
won this! This guy was pulling her off. This guy was helping assault my friend. Where are the other ones?
They probably ran away like the cowards they are. Oh, that guy?
Short one.
That guy too?
I don't know where the fuck he went. That guy. That guy.
Not with the camera. That guy was with me.
So
Oh, that guy. That
came over
guy.
after,
Okay.
and he pulled her, and then he grabbed her. Misogynist. Actually, more than that, but I had him. Misogynist. Like, hey, hey. Ho, ho. Get a picture. Misogyny has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Your misogyny has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho.
Take your bigoted shit elsewhere, buddy.
Go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Your misogyny has got to go.
She just got pulled in the back, raped. What about her emotional rights, her emotional well-being?
So if the baby's born, if we
What you
allow
said
the
to
baby
me,
be born,
that was only
if we
one.
allow the baby born, because there are people walking around now whose
Hold on,
fathers were
but
rapists.
what about the 10 months
they don't
of hell that
relish
this young lady would have to go through?
I would say the hell for the baby is going to be just as horrible.
Why? That baby would have a beautiful mother. If she chose to have a baby,
so one heinous
that
act,
baby would have a
So
beautiful...
one heinous act
What you're saying
justifies
is
another
you will
heinous act.
suppress this one
I'm
young
not
lady.
suppressing anybody.
Oh.
We'd like to press the assault charges.
Media.
Get in there.
You guys, you're gonna move back, okay? You're gonna move back too.
I'm gonna exercise my right to press.
No, this is a police investigation. You're gonna step back. Okay? You'll be obstructed. step back, please.
All right, I will, but I'm not, and if she gets arrested, I'll be right back here, okay? Just, that's the word.
This is a police investigation, and I'm asking you to step back with the crowd, please, while I speak to this person. It doesn't matter, she's not arrested right now, she's not charged with something.
Just remember, Bailey, you don't have to say anything to them unless you're being arrested or detained.
That's fine.
Okay, good.
And right now, it's a police investigation, we're not legal counsel.
I would actually feel comfortable if Megan stayed. Is that okay if she stays?
In relation to what?
I just feel comfortable with her being here. It's obviously
Don't talk to the police.
I feel more comfortable.
Well, we're going to speak to you privately first, okay? You're, yes, we are. Yes.
There's no...
You can be charged with stuff. We're doing an investigation for damage, so I'm going to speak to you privately, and you're not a part of it.
We felt that the images on the truck were very triggering and disgusting.
So, nothing. Say nothing.
Nothing.
Say nothing. Walk away. Say nothing.
No charge, Bailey.
We seen a truck with a whole bunch of images on it. They were disturbing and disgusting. That's what everybody's seen. That's all that happened. Say nothing. The police are not your friends. Say fuck all.
You have no evidence. Can you release her? Is she charged with anything? Because she's coming home.
Bailey, ask if you're being detained. Seriously.
Am I being detained?
Tell them to stop interrogating this woman.
I'm not sure.
Well, they're interrogating this woman. She's not under arrest. She's not detained. Let her go.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, this is what happened. I was attacked by about 5 different men, 4 or 5 different men, pulling on me, physically grabbing me, and look, you know what? I have this right here. I don't.
We'll probably have some tape of it too.
Right here. That's what I
Go videotape the videotape. We can do that.
Never. Since I called this, you're jumping on the truck. So why would you folks allowed on this property? It's private property.
That's the owner told you that. Have you been in contact with
Freedom of the press?
Person's on the way here.
All right. When you talk to them, let us know.
You are on private property right now.
Right now, yeah.
Okay. So when the owner comes and asks you to leave, then you're going to have to leave.
That's all right.
This didn't happen on my property. She was assaulted.
They've been obstructing traffic all evening, driving down the road at 10 kilometers an hour. I don't think that's legal. You should be ticketing those vehicles that are driving down this road obstructing traffic.
I'm talking to the officer.
I'm talking to you too. You have the acknowledgement and
That's right,
here.
sir. That's right.
Talk to me. Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying.
I'm here for you. I love you.
I haven't seen any police here. They've been doing it for an hour. Well, then why are you guys ignoring that?
Didn't you grab her? Didn't you grab her, buddy? Yeah, that's right.
You guys know about it. Well, you now know about it, so then do something about it. You have all these witnesses that see it, that can testify to it. So you have what you need to lay charges for obstructing traffic to those drivers. You have it. You have the witnesses here. What's the problem then?
It's not like you guys weren't following them either.
Why would you move forward with that
You guys were following them like 5 minutes ago, so why didn't you do anything about it then?
Why would
this issue now?
But why wouldn't you deal? Why wouldn't you?
Maybe that guy right there is the guy that assaulted her. Officers, I think that's the man that assaulted this woman. This is the man that assaulted that woman.
He's going to make an announcement asking you folks to get off the property.
But did you hear what I just said?
I heard what you said.
I'm good. I'm glad you did.
Okay,
Are you
I
going to
heard
do
what you
something
said.
about it?
Are you going to investigate that?
Because I'd like to make a...
Are you going to actually do your jobs and investigate it?
I'd like to make a complaint against...
Or are you just going to investigate Bailey?
Alright, on the sidewalk, I'm going to make a fucking complaint about this.
People to leave this
sidewalk. You know where to find me when I file my complaint.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey folks, everyone out to the sidewalk!
Sidewalk!
Coat hanger, buddy. Coat hanger.
The coat hanger? Yeah, that's what you want. You want women to have abortions with coat hangers? Fucking misogynist.
He just shake it off like, no.
I'm not a misogynist. No, not at all. It's not me. I'm not a misogynist. No. I would never hate women. Never.
Misogyny is great, isn't it, buddy? Misogyny? Don't you love it? Aren't you proud to be a misogynist? Does it make you happy to suppress and oppress women's rights?
You know what? We made our point. We came here because we're not going to just let it slide, right? Exactly. They just can't go wherever they want. We did our job.
What?
Like, I hear we're on different sides here, but you can't call yourself a feminist and not support the right of women to decide what happens to their body. Sorry, it's just impossible.
If you're against a woman's right to choose, then you're an oppressionist. You believe in oppression. Plain and simple.
You're an oppressor.
Oppression.
Well, if you're as concerned with language as you are, then you would know that you cannot possibly call yourself a feminist by definition if you don't believe in equality.
And you know what, as a man, I may have an opinion on it, but I really shouldn't be introducing laws to govern what women do with their bodies or how they manage their reproductive organs. Or as a man, I surely should have an opinion and I should be part of that debate and I should be part of that discussion, but I shouldn't be coming into the house to try and change the laws for women. Something that women have won that right. And you know what?
Ever since we let them vote, man.
All the rights, I don't necessarily agree.
You know what I mean?
Let's roll us back.
I don't agree with all the rights we have, but they're someone's rights. So I would never suppress someone that owns that right already.
Peace, no sexist, police, no justice, no peace, no sexist, police.
No justice, no peace. No sexist, police. No justice, no peace. No sexist, police.
One of my lovely sisters called the police about
What a
my
crew.
assault,
What a crew.
and they didn't even come over and
You're
talk
from
to me when
CAW
they
and you're
showed
saying
up.
we're a crew? How's it going?
It's like the first few police who showed up, whatever, they're looking at videos, and the second the police who my friend called about my injuries didn't even bother to talk to me. They didn't even come over and talk to me about anything. They just went over where the other cops were with the pro-lifers. Yeah. So shows how much they care about assaults.
Bailey, did they offer you medical attention?
They didn't. No, a few people who were with us offered. They asked if I needed first aid or anything, and they were saying I should get this cleaned. They were asking if my tetanus shots were up to date and stuff. It's
How did the cut happen? Were you thrown to the ground?
Okay.